Welcome back to my channel. If you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe, like and share to a friend or a family member that they will also be blessed. And so in this video, I'm going to share with you, in the previous video I shared with you the first five levels of faith, which actually does not produce results. But in this video, I'm going to end with the next five faith, which actually produces results. If you have not watched the first five, I want you to go back and watch the five and then come back and continue watching this. God bless you. So the next five levels of faith that actually produces results. Number one is what I call the steadfast faith. Steadfast faith. You can see it in the book of Colossians chapter 2 verse 5. Now, what is a steadfast faith? It is a faith that endures. A faith of endurance. I know the answer is not in, but still I believe. They are those kind of people. Steadfast faith. I know life is worse, but I still trust God. He has not seen results, but he endures. He endures. So Abraham knew that he has not a child. He hasn't got a child yet, but he still believed that he will have a child. And even when he had a child and God asked him to sacrifice his child, he endured. He knew that God, same God, would give another child. So steadfast faith is a faith that endures in hard times. The second level of faith that produces result is what I call the strong faith. Strong faith. In Numbers chapter 13 verse 31. Numbers chapter 13 verse 31, we can see that strong faith. What is this kind of faith? It is a faith that rejoices in the midst of circumstances. It rejoices in the midst of circumstances. An example is in Numbers chapter 13 verse 31. That Caleb and Joshua went to spy the land God has given them. They saw the enemy. They saw giant, but they said, nah, we saw giant, but we still go. They rejoiced. Shadrach and Meshach and Abednego rejoiced, even in situations. So strong faith is a faith that rejoices in the midst of circumstances. Even though the answer is not there, but there is kind of joy within them. There is this kind of joy within them. The third one is what I call the unfailed faith. The unfailed faith. 1 Timothy chapter 1 verse 5 and 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 5. It is a sincere kind of faith or an honest kind of faith. In this faith, you don't lie in testimony or preaching. You say the truth and you are faithful. What God has said, you are faithful to what God has said. You don't add and you don't subtract. Unfailed faith. Unfailed faith. The third one is what I call the great faith. The great faith. Luke chapter 7 verse 1 to 9. What is a great faith? It is a faith that produces results. It breaks protocol. So you see that it is just the ninth point that actually produces result. Great faith. It produces results. Great faith. Luke chapter 7 verse 1 to 9. It is a faith that breaks protocol. When you read the Luke chapter 7, you see that the man was gentle, yet he received a miracle. It's a great faith. And the 10th faith, or the last faith, is what I call the rich faith. The last level of faith is what I call the rich faith. When you become heavy with God, at this level, you only thank God and glorify Him. James chapter 2 verse 1 and 2. Matthew chapter 14 verse 13 to 19. This was the kind of faith that Jesus reached. When they said 5,000 men are hungry, Jesus asked, what do you have? They said, only fish and bread. He took it very little, 2 and 3. 2 and 5 fishes and bread. He took it and then he gave thanks. What a faith. He didn't command, he didn't pray, just thank God. Because when you reach that level of faith, when you are sick, you don't pray for healing, you thank God for healing. When you enter into a situation or circumstances, you don't pray into that circumstances, you thank God for testimony. That is a rich faith. Pray that God will help us to reach rich faith. When you go into situations, sometimes thank God. When Silas and Paul was kept into prison, what did they do? They didn't pray for tender. They were singing hymns and thanking God because they had reached the rich faith. It's a faith that produces results. God bless you. In the next video, I'm going to share with you types of faith, probably. God bless you. And I pray that your faith in God will increase. Remember, without faith, no one can please God. No one can please God. May the Lord revive your faith, restore your faith, and renew your faith to the highest level where you will thank God in every situation and circumstances. May God bless you. Subscribe to the channel and see you in my next video. God bless you. Bye.